Evolutionary leaders. Well, it's been coming for a long time. Leadership was something that I possibly denied myself most because I didn't want to lead anyone. But it's not about leading someone. It's about leading yourself. It's about being the leader that you are. It's about that light that you shine. More than 15 years ago, when I did my shamanic training as a practical mystic, one of the things that came out in my soul retrieval that maybe some of you are familiar with, because when you listen to that channel more often you may have heard me speaking about it, the gifts that I got in order to heal my condemnation and redemption of being me was actually 5 L's. The leadership that I didn't want to see. It was really tricky for my teachers to allow me to see that L. The learning and unlearning was clear, the language was clear, the light was clear, and so was the love. But the leadership was a bit tricky. However, of course, I did end up learning and teaching a lot about leadership when I was teaching management and organizational behavior. Not directly leadership, but it was always related. And of course, I was often called into leadership. When I started a study buddy group, I was called into leadership, and many times I just didn't want to take it. Even as a spiritual leader, I had many groups for the last 15 years, whether it was in New Zealand or in Jamaica and a little bit here in Peru or online. It was always the leadership that I kind of rejected. Although I knew for more than 15 years that this is one of the gifts that I have. So why is now evolutionary leadership so important? And why am I calling the evolutionary leaders? Not just because there's a retreat coming up that is spectacular. It's not just me, it's a nice group of people, but leadership becomes more and more important, and we need to put our own spices in there. We need to share the recipes so that everyone has access to that evolution in leadership, to break the old paradigms, to deconstruct, and just being that leading light that leadership is all about. Regardless if it's leadership in an organization that is of course changing crazy, whether it's leadership in a team, whether it's thought leadership. It's not that I'm against the mind, please don't forget that. Heart leadership. It's about taking that lead in whatever niche you're in whatever gifts you are given. You cannot have a gift and not use it. You cannot be on a mission and not share it. So yes, leadership is very important. And at this time, 2024, I would imagine there's so many more leaders turning up. It doesn't mean it will be crowded. It's the same like with masters. It's not about there's a few masters and a lot of followers. It's not the master-slave morality that Nietzsche was telling us about. No, it is actually about self-mastery. It's about being the master that we have come to be. And it's not superior, it's not better than others, it's also not hierarchical, and I feel that's very important. So mastery is part of the leading. Where you're leading, how you're leading, that is not that important. But yes, we all need to step in the mastery of our leadership. And that's evolutionary leadership. It has a lot to do with vibration, a lot to do with consciousness, and I can't wait to tell you more about this as it is unfolding. For today, take much care and let me know what you are in when it comes to leadership. On that note, currently I'm doing guidance to unlock you in 2024. And this could be very much about that mastery, that evolutionary leader that you are. And remember, it's not about the title. It's about you being you in a a totally new version, in a totally new horizon, in a totally new consciousness and vibration. I put the link into the comments so that you can get in, because it's only for a short time. Sessions or guidance like that is something that I'm guided to do only ever so often, as the focus is really on teaching, creating content and creating programs and retreats that open your heart and reconnect to your heart. You come into your mastery of this ascension, of this homo luminous that we're all becoming, and of new earth. See you there.